I'm here at Inferno with Gísli, the man behind a new festival starting up in Iceland this year, kicking off in 2024 in June. And the name of the festival is Sátan. I'm probably not pronouncing correctly.
Right. Well, thanks for having me. In Icelandic, it's Sátan, yeah, it's most people don't have that second letter, so we end up with Satan Festival. It doesn't really bother us at all.
I think it's fitting, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little play on words. Sátan is a mountain that's really close to the festival, where the festival is located in Stykkishólmur in Iceland, and Satan has been kind of our traveling partner throughout the middle journey.
Plus, Iceland is the land of ice and fire, so I figure
True.
there's a little bit of Satan in there somewhere. If we dig deep enough, I think we can find it.
Probably, we see some remnants of him pushing through every now and then.
So we're here at Inferno. You had a panel on the first day to talk
Right.
about the festival, amongst other festivals that were announced here. How was the reception from
Really
fans?
good, really good. I mean, it's been crazy how people how well people are receiving the idea, because let's face it, we haven't done anything yet. This is the first edition. It's happening in June, and we're just so stoked about the reception, because I mean, we haven't done anything yet, and people are still excited. So that's really encouraging.
So what was the spark that made you one day get up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to do this festival in Iceland. I think we're missing something here, and I'm going to be the one taking the lead on it.
Right. So I mean, me and my wife, we've been involved in festivals in Iceland before, but we haven't done our own. So, but this came about by an accident, because our younger daughter, she lives in this town of Stykkishólmur. We live in Reykjavík, the main city in Iceland. And so about a year ago, we're there for dinner, and me and my wife, we go to festivals a lot in Europe. So, and we were talking about something, I don't know, a Hellfest or something, and it was something that our daughter wanted to go to, and that festival was sold out. And she's a bit frustrated and says something, why can't we just have a festival here in Stykkishólmur? And I go like, well, I mean, we could, theoretically. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that need to go right, but I mean, it's doable. And then we just started chatting, and I thought we were just talking, theoretically. Next Monday, she goes to the town hall and says, hey, I'm going to have a festival here. Who do I talk to? Then she calls us and say, are you guys in? Should we do this? And I'm thinking, no way this is going to happen. I mean, town isn't going to say yes. And so, all right, let's see what happens. Let's try to give it a try. A few months later, we have an agreement with the town, and we are booking bands, and it's on. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So that's how you get a festival together. All right.
Yeah.
For those of you watching at home, living in a small town in the middle of nowhere, talk to your town mayor and people there, and do what these guys did and get a festival going. The lineup is really interesting. There's a few names that pop up. Obviously, Solstafir being one of them, but
Right.
Ultimas as well, who also played. Both bands actually played here at Inferno yesterday on the same day.
Really good sets. from both bands.
Really good sets by both bands. Booking bands for a festival in Iceland, is it tricky?
Well, yes and no. I mean, for the Icelandic bands, that's easy. I mean, I've been in the scenes in the early 90s. That's just a phone call away for most of the Icelandic bands. And the Icelandic bands have really, enthusiastic about this. So that part was very, very straightforward. I mean, the tricky part there is just, there are more bands that I would like to book, but we don't have enough slots. With the international bands, it's a bit more tricky, because we need to have a band with a name that is known. Because, I mean, it's expensive to get bands to Iceland, and if we get a really small band, it's going to cost us more or less the same as a medium-sized band. But then again, it's a small market, so we can't go for the big ones, at least not yet. We're a tiny festival, so it's a bit tricky, and you kind of need to find bands that kind of want to do this, willing to maybe put in a little bit of effort and are interested in doing this. So, but. There is a lot of interest in playing Iceland, because most bands haven't, so that works in our favor, obviously. But it's a little bit tricky, because we are kinda far out of the way of regular touring. But we were very lucky. We got these four really good international bands. None of these bands have played Iceland before, and that was one of the aim with the first edition, at least, to get something new. And but we hope to be able to expand on the international part. but the intent is still to. This is an Icelandic metal festival, so the bulk of the bands will be Icelandic.
Is that an important piece for you to make sure that you're not just hosting a festival in Iceland, you're also promoting
Yeah.
the
Yes.
local bands and the culture
Yes,
and
absolutely.
and tourism and all of that stuff that comes with it?
Absolutely, and I mean, this Icelandic scene has been exploding in the last 5-10 years or something. So there's so many bands breaking out now, and bands that are touring abroad, that are signing record deals abroad, and so we feel that the depth in the scene is so good now that we need to celebrate it, and we need to make sure that of course we go to the bigger bands in Iceland, but also we try to bring younger bands in that are really good and try to give them a chance to show what they have. And also we are looking at this a little bit as a destination event, because it's an extremely beautiful area that we are in. The town of Stykkishólmur, it's like town is maybe an exaggeration. The town in Iceland is with a town.
Yeah, it's not a city; it's a town.
No.
It's really a town.
In Canada, this would probably be a village. We're talking 1,200 people, so I mean, it's a bit of a different perspective.
That's a street, pretty much.
That's a street, yeah.
It's a
Apartment
street.
building. But yeah, it's a small town, and it's very beautiful, and close by is the Snæfellsjökull, the glacier that Jules Verne wrote about. And
Yeah, that's where his journey started.
yeah, exactly. You go into the glacier and you get to the middle of the earth.
So if you come to the festival,
Allegedly.
So if you come to the festival, there's a chance, allegedly, that you could enter into the glacier and start your own journey to the center of the earth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
No,
I wouldn't try it.
In general, it's not recommended entering glaciers.
Yes, I wouldn't try it.
No,
Don't do it. But
no. Just read the book.
Yeah, but
that's
technically,
fine. See
like
the
in your
movie.
imagination, you can
Yes.
you can think
Yes,
about it.
yes.
That's the great thing about the festival, because it's not just about come for the music, stay for the music. It's about come for the music, but then stay for the culture.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we wanna engage the town. We wanna have activities during the day. We have and obviously we are very inspired by places like Inferno. So we're gonna have a little bit of our own conference, much smaller scale, obviously. But still, during the day there will be panels and such, maybe guitar clinic, drum clinic, and stuff like that. And also we want to engage the people in town to actually offer, sightseeing tours and just so people can enjoy the area as well. So it's we hope that people will see this as a whole weekend experience rather than just going to a concert. Because let's face it, you can go to concerts anywhere in the
Anywhere
world.
you want, yeah.
But I mean, there's only one place in the world when you can, experience Stykkishólmur and go to concerts. So
It's 2 days, the festival, correct?
3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
Wow,
yes.
you guys started off right, like 3 days. Like 2 days is
Yeah.
is for beginners.
Yes,
So
yes.
we're gonna go right into 3 days.
Yeah, and obviously we are experienced veterans in this business. But now we figured that we want to do this properly. We want to have a proper setup on all the PA lights, the accommodations as much as we can, and we want to just start where we want this to be. It's probably going to be smaller than we hope to end up at some point this year, but we're okay with that. We just want to put on a quality show, and 3 days is a good number, I think. It's,
Do you think it's going to be more difficult for the following up year versus the opening year? Are you even thinking about the following year when you have
Oh,
this one still yet to come?
Oh yeah. I've started booking for 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, only Icelandic bands for now, because I want to see how this one goes before I start to go any further. But the plan is to announce the first bands for 25 at this edition.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
So
You're already thinking ahead. You're already
yes,
thinking ahead.
yes.
For somebody who's been to Iceland, I can attest to this. It's a great place to visit.
It
The
is,
culture is phenomenal. The scenery is one of the most beautiful sceneries on earth. And in terms of metal, I think it's like this country that is giving so much to metal, but people don't really realize how many great bands
No.
Iceland really has.
No, I think most people probably know. People know Solstafir and
Skalmold, yeah.
of course, Misriming. I mean, that's probably the 3 biggest names right now, I would assume. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
And any friends will yell at me. But there are good bands out there. I mean, and there's so many. It's just, I think a lot of these bands will become more known in the coming years. And there's a lot of new bands coming up that I think will break big hopefully in the next couple of years. So I think there's a lot of bands that we have this year that I'm really excited to see where they'll go.
I have a feeling that your festival in a couple of years will be to Iceland what Inferno is to Norway. I really feel like that's going to be the path, and that's going to be where you guys are taking. I can see the passion that you have, and I know the passion that other Icelandic people have about their own music and about their own culture, and I think that's extremely important to get a festival like this off the ground and make sure that it's successful, because you're going to have the support of everybody in the community. You're going to have the support of the metal community as well, so I think that's key.
Yeah, I mean, if we do this right, then of course, yeah, absolutely. And I really appreciate you saying this, because I would be extremely happy if we get to a similar spot as Inferno. I mean, this is it's a legendary festival. You know, everybody has to go here at least once. I mean, so if we get to a similar status within Iceland, I mean, that'd be amazing, to be honest.
And now, to get to the stage in which Inferno is, you know you're going to have to find a hotel with as good of a breakfast as this one.
Oh, yeah.
You realize that that's where the bar is. Never mind the bands.
That is true.
It's the breakfast.
The breakfast is pretty impressive here. That is very, very true. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Please, no shark fins or smoked shark, though. I don't know if you guys do
what
that.
Do you mean? Why not?
I haven't tried it personally, but the feedback that I've gotten from other people that have tried it, it hasn't really been positive.
No, I understand that, and I agree with that.
It's an acquired taste? Maybe?
No, it's horrible. But you need to try it. I mean, that's just kind of like a ritual, you know. You go to Iceland, you try horrible food.
I agree with that. I had some moose meat yesterday.
Yeah.
For the first time, so I'll try it. I'm one of those people that I'm willing to try everything at least once.
Yeah. My guess would be you probably only want to try this once, but that's you should try it once.
And on camera too, because you want to make sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You want to make sure that thing is recorded forever.
Yeah. Well, I want to be there when you try it. I think it's going to be fun.
We'll do it together. I mean, for you, it's not trying it, but for me, it will be my first time. So, well, at least you'll be there with me.
Yeah.
As support.
Yes, I'll do that.
I'll need somebody to hold my hand.
I can do that.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time today. It was an absolute pleasure and blast. For you watching at home, if you're planning a trip to Iceland, by the way, we didn't mention the dates.
Right, 6 to 8 of June.
6 to 8 of June.
Yes.
Perfect. When it's summer in Iceland, so you can wear a t-shirt and a hoodie. You know, you don't need a big jacket. Sure. The weather's a little bit better, and you're still going to get to try out all the other stuff that comes with a trip to Iceland. I highly recommend it. It's a great country to visit. It's great people, great culture, and with a festival like this with these bands, it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really embrace yourself into everything that it is Icelandic metal and Icelandic culture. So go check them out. In the description of this video, I'm going to have all the links to the festival, how to get tickets, all the information that you need. So go check these guys out in June of this year. Well, thank you.
Thanks for having me, and see you there.